Okay, so, you know, like the title say, I was 20 with cataracts. And being 20 with cataracts, it wasn't easy. But the thing about it, I didn't know I had cataracts. I found out I had cataracts when I was, what, in my 30s. I was 32 years old when I found out. And I got surgery, got the cataracts removed when I was 33. You don't have to be a doctor. Some people already know that cataracts is for people that's in their 70s and 80s. Like, a lot of people that never develop cataracts, but it's just it's a natural process for the eyes. You know, when you get older, just you get cloudy. The natural lens is cloudy. It's harder to see. You have to get surgery at a certain point. Doctors used to cut it out. They'll cut the cataracts out your eyeballs or whatever. Now they use a laser. I got the laser surgery 2017. So I've been cataract free for about 5 years. Going on 6 years. And it has its pros and it has its cons. And I'm sharing with you. One of one of the cons. I'm gonna start with the cons first. And, you know, I got severe dry eyes. Like, I cannot handle a bunch of wind. I can handle fans. I can handle AC vents in my. It takes me out. Like, yeah, I might have to take a nap for about 3, 4 hours behind that. Cause like the pressure in my eyes just gets so dry. I don't have the natural, tears that people, that's something that I deal with every day, you know. And this is post cataract surgery. That's the pros and cons of getting surgery. Like, this is what I gotta deal with for the rest of my life. So I gotta use these right here called eye drops. Sustain. I gotta use this 2 to 3 times a day, sometimes 4 or 5. Just as many as I may need if my eyes get dry. But if my eyes get affected to the point, where it get too windy, get out of whack, bro. So it's like I gotta isolate. I isolate a lot. I don't really be outside. Just due to that, you know. 'Cause I love being outdoors, enjoying life. But I got a remedy to get some. And the remedy gonna be I'm gonna get some goggles. And that's gonna be how I'm gonna rock out. So, yeah, I can't really. It's all bad. I think it's another kind also. Yeah, it's just when the eyes get dry, it hurts. It's like almost like a headache. So that'll shut you down if you plan on drinking or something like that. If you plan on taking a pain pill, you might not want to drink. You sitting up just like it's just a lot of stuff you gotta. Wow, this stuff that a 80-year-old should be going through, mind you. Being in your 30s, having to adjust your life like this is crazy. Like, but I didn't know that I was going to have to deal with severe dry eyes before getting surgery. I think he kind of mentioned it, my ophthalmologist, but it's stories about a lot of people like me who got the LASIK surgery, like myself, and they're going through hell. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. It's like it's a struggle every day, man. So we find some way to do something about this. I'm just going to continue dealing with it, but I actually could see better than I've been able to see in so many years. I can't. It's like that's the pro. Like I can't really complain because I can see clearly to a certain extent, but it's a lot. Just the straining. The straining is a lot. But I'm working on trying to find out how I could do this. They say you just gotta wear prescription glasses. That helps also. But I'm not really big on wearing glasses like that. I gotta adjust to it. May have to get some contact lenses. That might be my best option. Cause I really wear sunglasses. I got frames on. If you know anybody in their 30s with cataracts who's who needs surgery, who may, need this information or something. You know somebody who already had surgery on their eyes and stuff, and they just, they may need to just tap in with me just on a community tip because there's not too many people in their 30s with cataracts. You know, it's rare. I had cerulean, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's cerulean with a C, cerulean cataracts. And they said it was like a bunch of little spots around my eyes, my eyeballs. Like he said they were colorful, like little dots. He said it was beautiful. And I was like, wow, like what do you mean they're beautiful? Like he was looking through the scope in my eyes, and, like magnifying glass. And you could be able to see what was going on in my eyes before I got the surgery. I had to go into like I know no less than 8 appointments with my surgeon before I got the surgery. I was driving like maybe 40 miles each trip. You know what I'm saying? 40 miles there, 40 miles back to my destination where I came from. Just back in 2016, just pre surgery. Uh, just in Downey and Linwood, California, where my surgeon was at. I was coming from LA driving out here. My insurance, that's where I had to go. I was covered out there. So I would go out there and go to these appointments, and every appointment he would dilate my pupils. And, my cataract people are, my eye people with the bad eyes, you know what it is when you get your pupils dilated. Like, you may need somebody to drive you around and, assist you after that. How about I drove myself back to LA from Downey after getting dilated, after getting my check in and get my I had to like it was certain appointments where I may have to just go in just to get my eyes measured so they could the lens the artificial lens that they was going to insert in my eyes during the surgery. They had to measure my eyes to compare to make them compatible. So I had to come in for a few hours and like stuff like that. And upon leaving, they would dilate my pupils and check and see what's going on to make sure everything is the same as before when I came. Uh, I didn't have a designated driver sometimes. Shout out to my designated driver Jessica, who I had running around with me. She was like my secretary at the time. During that moment, she was really like helping me when she didn't really have to. I appreciated that. She was actually in a relationship at the time, and he was considerate enough to, let her drive me back and forth to these appointments. I appreciated that. But the times when she wasn't available, I think it was once or twice. I drove myself all the way back from Downey, California, back to LA with my pupils dilated, with my sunglasses on, because they'll give you I actually forgot to bring sunglasses one day, so they give me the eye doctor sunglasses, like a little roll, like a little film, tape film, like a little, yeah, like you could just see through it, you just roll it out and just put it across your eyes. I had that on my eyes driving back to LA because everything was so bright. The sun was, it was maybe 5:30 in the evening, and it was just so bright to the point where I just couldn't, do it just without those little donated sunglasses they gave me. I just made it back to LA and just go straight to sleep. You know how it is. But for the most part, pre-surgery, it was a time where I was confused. It was a time where I knew a new beginning was coming for myself because I'm actually just imagine being in a car, having a vehicle, and you're driving around one of the largest cities in the country, which is LA, and you know that you can't see well. So what I mean by that is I will be driving down Crenshaw, and I was in the Lamert Park area, so you know streets like Martin Luther King would be the crosser. So I'm crossing Martin Luther King, but if I'm not really paying attention, if I'm not driving or if I'm just a passenger and we're crossing Martin Luther King and I'm not paying attention to where we're at, and I just all of a sudden look up and we're not like right up under the light crossing the street, like in the intersection, I have to look at the sign there because anything maybe 100 feet away, I couldn't even read the signs. Whether I was driving or whether I was a passenger in the car. So I knew something was wrong with my eyes, but I thought I needed glasses. And that's how naive I was, of how severe my eyes was, how blind I was. I actually was driving my car also through LA, with my eyes that bad. So it came one time where it was a city vehicle, a city of Los Angeles vehicle, and one of those little white, little like Civics. It was at a red light right there on Martin Luther King in Crenshaw one day by the smoke shop right there, by the Louisiana Chicken when it was the Louisiana Chicken. And it was already stopped at like, the red light intersection right there. And I'm just bailing down, goddamn Crenshaw, just going like 45, just doing a regular. And goddamn, I suddenly just like was like, fuck cars to stop, like this is a red light or something, because I just seen the cars wasn't moving. I couldn't really be able to identify the red light from where I was at, and that's not even probably 900 yards away from the light. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, but I just suddenly noticed, like straight up, that the car was stopped in front of me, and I hit the brakes real hard. I came so close to hitting this car to where the person jumped out. And when he jumped out, I noticed that looking at the license plate, it said government. It said like U.S. government. So people like, damn, it's a city car or something. Because I see how small it was in his little uniform. He had the little L.A. County little shirt on or something. Like he was from the water department or something. But I'm like, fuck, he jumped out of his car because he thought I got so close. I got so close, he just wanted to see if I touched him. Because I was that close. It was like, and I was going that fast, I hit the brakes. It almost, like I know he must have skirt. Because he jumped out of his car on Crenshaw, in traffic. He jumped out of his car just to see the look. He went back towards the trunk and looked at me and got back in his car. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get my eyes checked. That was the day I said I'm going to get my eyes checked. But I had incidents like that before when I almost hit people on the intersection crossing with a bike. There's one guy right there on Western, all kind of shit. It was terrible. Like, and I made a commitment that I'm going to find a place to go and go see what's up with my eyes and try to get some glasses. And I actually was plotting on this for probably a year before. But when that started happening while I'm driving around with this bright sun in California, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going. Because if I hear somebody in California, and that's all I see on the news is people smoking weed and hitting people in traffic and shit. It's like, oh man, I know that's my destiny if I'm gonna go get my ass shit. I was getting too close. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a bad car crash or a bad, pedestrian hit. So I was like, okay, I'm riding my car. Shouldn't even be fucking driving. But I'm riding my car, and mind you, I didn't have a license also. You know, and, I'm riding down Vernon, and I cross Vermont, and I see a building. Like I'm that damn blind. The only place where it was relevant to me was this place that's titled Eye Clinic right there on Vernon in Vermont in LA. And I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. And I actually pulled up one day by myself because that was the day when I almost hit that guy right there on Martin Luther King. I drove straight from that scene right there. After that, I hit that right turn, and then I trucked straight up towards down King, hit that right turn, and I ended up on Vermont and Vernon. And at the eye clinic, and I pulled up in the parking lot, and I went up in there, and did my thing. Told them like, okay, I'm trying to get some glasses and stuff. They're like, okay, have you had a prescription on glasses? I'm like, no, I haven't. I don't wear glasses. And I said, no, this is my first time trying to get my eyes checked. It's like, okay. They had me sit down and stuff for about 10 minutes, and then they called me up. I go in the back, and it's like a setting where they have a little seat with the ophthalmol, the thing for the eyes to set the scope, whatever kind of scope they have that you can put your face in, and then they look, yeah. So they evaluate my eyes, and it didn't take really long for her to just look in my thing. She's holding the thing, and she's looking in my eyes, and she says, "Oh my God!" And then I'm like, "What?" Cause I got my face inside the thing. I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "You have cataracts." I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking like cataracts. What's cataracts? So I'm not aware because like I just didn't have common knowledge of cataracts. I just knew like okay, people they smoke weed. I heard like I don't know if people with cataracts they got bad eyes or whatever but I'm not knowing. And I'm like okay, so what I'm gonna have to get the bifocal glasses. That's the first thing I thought that I'm gonna have to wear these thick glasses that's like you know real thick glasses. Like I was gonna be that blind. Damn, that's crazy. I'm gonna be like, I knew I was blind, but I'm from shit. I'm one of them people. Not knowing, I don't even think people wear them glasses anymore. They have contact lens for that type of. But anyways, I'm like, well, I gotta wear bifocals. And bifocals aren't even like that anymore. Bifocals, they have the two-way lens. Like, yeah. So, but I know when I was younger, because I was born in the 80s, bifocals were they were like thick and they were ugly. So I'm thinking like, yeah, I gotta wear these. But they like, nah, you cool. So I'm like, okay, so what's up? She's like, you have to get eye surgery. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to get surgery. I don't want to get no kind of surgery, right? But she's like, yeah, that's what's going on. You need to find, a way to get some insurance for this, because I wouldn't pay for it straight up. They have, a way you can get insurance for this. So I made sure I took care of everything. Next thing you know, I was lining myself up to get the surgery. It took about a year from the first day I went to the surgeon to meet with him and check my eyes and all that to the day that he performed the surgery. It took about a year. And by the time we got there, I got my left eye done first. I didn't get both of my eyes done together at the same. I could have got both of them done together. I just didn't trust it because during the consultation, he let me know like the worst thing that could happen is you can get an infection in your eyes and you can go blind. There's just nothing you can do after that. You just lost your eyes. So I was like, you know what? With that being said, we just gonna do one eye at a time. You know, because whatever infects one eye is going to definitely infect the other one if you're doing it at the same time. So we're just going to do one today. We're going to see how that work out. We come back and try to, yeah, and that's how I did. I did my left eye, and I came back, I think, 4.5 months later, and I did my right eye, you know. But I'm going to tell you something about when I got my left eye done. All I was thinking about was how I should have just got my right eye done, too. Matter of fact, I think I got my shit done like 7 months after the first eye. But it was crazy because it's like, if you can only imagine, like, trying to look through a plastic bag, like a clear plastic bag, just get a plastic Ziploc bag or something like that because it's going to cloud, something that could cloud your vision. Like, that's really how you have to see. And it's amazing how the body can adjust to these type of situations that you're going through, and like muscle memory could get you. You could literally be blind without even cataracts. You know, you could see the shape of people. You could see the refrigerator seal. You could see the door handles. You know, some people are blind to where they can't see anything. These people with severe glaucoma and just blind. You know, so with my experience, my heart goes out to the blind community. I understand. And the thing about it, these people weren't before my situation. I would see these people with the canes, the sticks, and tapping the ground and whatnot. People with bad vision, but it's like they're in another dimension. So it wasn't really how I could ever, really connect with these people. But now I know I have a connection with these people. They're my people. I'm their people. Because I have some of the same qualities of a person that's blind. I could hear exceptionally well. I could hear very well. I can hear so well to where it affects me sometimes. I wish I had earplugs. Like, seriously. Yeah, I gotta buy me some earplugs. That's what I'm gonna do. Like, because I be hearing stuff that I shouldn't hear because even post cataract surgery, I can't see that well. Still, it's like the pressure and stuff. But when that happens, my body automatically just shuts. Like right now, looking at this blue screen, you know, yeah, the body is doing what it's doing to be able to do what it do. You know what I'm saying? So I could be able to, give you, you know, the chinky eyes that I got right now. But it's a blessing. And, like I said, if you know anybody that had eye problems, man, talk to them somewhere. Just call them up and just talk to them for three minutes. That's all it is. We don't really care about really seeing. It's about hearing and listening and knowing. Like, I like to listen. Like, I rather listen than be heard. To be, honest. Anybody that know me know that. Really quiet person. I have a voice also though. I'm an MC, not just a rapper. Call it master of ceremonies. So not having good eyes didn't it wasn't the best. So I used to rap. I'm talking about, man, who we. I'm talking about, how they talk about he was a rapper that could do a one take. They call him one take. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, they couldn't call me one take Pete. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't give me a nickname like that because I probably run through like 10 takes plus, you know, trying to do a 16 to the point where I knew I was annoying to people engineering. I knew it, but it's like I knew my verse was busting. Period. Like straight up. I knew my verse was busting, so the engineer knew my verse was busting, so we'll work that shit out. It ain't gonna take nothing about probably 30 minutes for me to work it out. Some people can't take that long to do a verse. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. Like, they ain't gonna never get it done. Like, you really, it worked out. But just, a person shouldn't have to do that so much. So when I got my eyes fixed, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be killing shit when I rap again. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how old I done got. Like, I'm saying just on a hobby tip. You know what I'm saying? Because I come from the loop. When I first started rapping, I was 15. It was already, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers 30-something-year-olds, 35-year-old cats rapping, talking about they been doing it, and they already had their dreams. They had studios and all that stuff. They wouldn't let none of the youngsters rap with them though. They was demonstrating, had tapes and CDs and all that shit. But I'm keeping that type of energy alive, because that's where I come from. You know what I'm saying? You get older, you still continue to do the stuff you enjoyed doing when you was younger. You don't stop doing it because you got older. You do it as a hobby. You know, continue to do art. And I enjoy it. And the crazy part about it, my art is just as good as it was when I was in my 20s, while I'm approaching my 40s, due to the fact that I couldn't see well when I was top tier when I couldn't see well and I was writing. I didn't freestyle. So I would write. So I would really have to you know, think about shit. This is like this is like the great philosophers. They write this shit, like this is like the great authors. They write this shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I felt my responsibility to have something that I could go to and look at my notes. Uh, I could go through some trauma that could just take that memory off my mind. I could go through some I could go through some shit that just take that memory away where it's hard to just really capture it. Cause I write in a way when it comes to rap. When I say a word, it's a certain expression that I put behind it. So I wouldn't be able to do that if I just knew I had like I'm saying, like that's too much for me personally to remember the words, how I was supposed to what I'm saying, what type of energy I was supposed to keep with that and all that. That takes a special person. There's a lot of special rappers like that. But the type of shit that I'm doing with the syllable type of wordplay shit I'm doing with all that and having that responsibility, it's a lot of responsibilities as a rapper. This is just the presentation. And a lot of people ain't got that. And the closest I've seen to having all that is Eminem, which is considered one of the greatest by some, by many, not all. But guess what? He even has to write it down to be able to do that shit like that, fam. So it's like, nigga, I love to hear a motherfucker that could come off with shit off the top of their head. But just the way that I trained myself as a 15-year-old, as a student in this rap, listening to Nas and writing my notes down with syllables and shit that I feel like, okay, that's how he coming. Like I heard that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I try to mimic that, but in my own original pattern. I don't know how I learned how to do this that early in 1999. Because this is before a lot of stuff happened in hip hop. But I was already early on it. And I just didn't have a platform or the support to be able to record. But if I was able to be able to share my music from 2000 and 1999, you would definitely be impressed. And you probably would just be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, where they, you know what I'm saying? Where the fuck they been hiding you at? Because it's like all that shit I was already, I was on that type of speed. But, I learned a lot of shit about this music. Shit ain't about what you could do and what you got going on lyrically or, you know what I'm saying? It's about the politics. Most of these MCs and these people in the industry, you know, their family paved the way for them to be able to play in the game. They have relatives. And I had no relatives in the industry, and if I did, they didn't claim they didn't claim my branch of the family. We just don't even, some people in families are not even on a communication level, and they're blood relatives. They're not even, they're, let alone on a physical, they're not even on a communication level, and that's just real. It's families everywhere around the world. So you just have to find a way for yourself, and that's what I felt like I did with the music. I just was listening, and listening, and listening, and listening. You know what I'm saying? I feel like every great musician are great listeners. Every great musician is a great listener. hmm Tell me who your favorite rapper is, and I guarantee when you go around him, he's not going to spend the majority of his time just listening to his music. He's going to be listening to a lot of other people's shit. You know, if he's being honest about how he rocking. You know what I'm saying? They gotta be listening. You gotta stay up on other people's shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's essential. Not, keep your ear to what's going on. You ain't in the loop. And it was kind of crazy growing up listening to rappers talk about how they don't listen to other rappers. And all they listening to is they shit. It's like, first of all, you sound like you lying. You know? hmm Or they'll be like, well, I only listen to people in my camp, I only listen to my team. It's like, well, you want to listen to your team, but your team is listening to other people who sounding like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you really listening to more than what you think you're listening to. Don't fool yourself. You might as well just cut your team off and just, like the middleman, and just get acquainted with what's really going on yourself. And then probably give you some inspiration to, you know, like people, I don't know. I guess people were content with how they coming. But all the greatest, they were inspired by somebody before them, man. Just in an honest way. So, when I started doing my music, man, all I wanted to do was just be great like Nas, be great like Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Be great like Master P, be great like Rest the Dead, Biggie, be great like Tupac, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about just be great because they're rappers and they got the clout. I'm talking about really nice with this shit. I'm talking about nice, like, what you know about that? Like, nice with this shit. Like I said earlier, master of the ceremonies, like real MC shit. Like, and that's unheard of in the Midwest like that because, people really didn't want to take that shit serious. Like, like that's complicated. Like shit. Like niggas use, yeah, they say they use big words. So it's like I was trying to be a big word rapper, nigga. Like come with that motherfucking shit, nigga. Like they saw I was coming and shit. So it was like, yeah, he only 16 trying to rap like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I had my little media circle peep that shit, and everybody stopped rapping and stopped wanting to write raps because they heard my shit, I stopped letting people hear my raps immediately. It didn't even take like a few situations. It was like once I seen my cousin who was the closest to me, people like that was around me every day, that was writing raps. We all started writing raps the same day, hanging around some dude named G Flow from the East Side in St. Louis. He's like 30 years old. Everybody else was like damn little teenagers and shit. But he was hella cool. He used to smoke out of his crib and shit. Him and his wife and shit. Let us come through and chill. And he taught us how to write 16s and shit, man. Like on the west side, across page on Chamberlain. Taught us how to write 16s and shit. Like, and I ran with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I took that shit and it was like, damn, this is what I've been wanting. Like, I be listening to other rappers shit and be writing down their words and shit, but not knowing that I'm writing the 16 down. But now he gave me a purpose to know what it is, and so like I was the only one. It was probably like a group of 5 of us who went back to the hood, like cross page and shit, and be sitting on my porch. Everybody bought notebooks at the Walmart. I mean, it was a Walgreens they just built. I was on the west side when they first built the Walgreens on Page and Union. You know, before that it was just like fucking dirt and shit. We could just walk over that shit, you know what I'm saying, across the Union to go to the Chinaman and shit. But then they finally built a fucking Walmart right, Walgreens right there. Because before the drugstore was across the street and it was a liquor store merged with a drugstore. So you go in there and get your pain pills or your shit from the doctor. You go to the doctor, you get your prescription there and get you a bottle of Hennessy too. You know, shit like that. But when they built the Walgreens, I'm pretty sure that took them out of business for as being the pharmaceutical plug. Uh, I'm saying all that to say that, you know, I'm from the zone where, you know, we had to move around like that. So we was sitting around my house writing 16s, and I loved it. But everybody else stopped doing it. Like, when they heard my shit, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that should have been something as people, but I was the youngest out the crew. So it probably was like, damn, like, okay, he good at it. You just do your little shit, like whatever. But, and it was just like whatever. It's just like, okay, if we're not good at it, why would we keep trying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like there was a level of defeat when it comes to just writing. But I know in my heart that I would have some hard ass peoples that I grew up with that's MCs that they would have just tried. You know, like they just tried, just kept trying for years and years. And there'd be some of them that have material. They wanted to rap. A lot of people tried to rap. I heard a story of Nipsey Hussle brother Black Sam. He said that he tried to rap with Nipsey. And that was, just think about that, like how you got born in L.A., Ivory Coast and Peso Doty. We two blood brothers, same father, same mother, and we rap. Just imagine if Black Sam and Nipsey Hussle was rapping together, man, like me and my big brother. Like that would have been cold as hell, right? Like, but it's like, you know, it just didn't pan out like that. So I appreciate my big brother standing down with the shit because he was one of the people out the group who was like, fuck all that writing shit. But he liked to freestyle. And he kept freestyling and shit like, you know what I'm saying? I used to freestyle too, but I had a secret of writing, you know what I'm saying? Late nights and when I go home, it'd be daytime when I'm just, you know, downtown by myself, I'd be writing and shit, writing raps and shit. Like the radio will be on. You know, everybody know the radio stations in St. Louis be banging, especially in the early, you know what I'm saying, 2000s, in the late 90s. Like they was playing that shit. You hear all that shit, UGK, everything from, you know, all the hip shit. When you know other regions would just like be like, you know, one dimensional. The Midwest, we in the middle, so we would play everything, man. The way the world is now, the way BET was then, that's how our radio stations sound. We'll play us, you know, we'll play some local shit, but we'll play shit everywhere around the country. That's why St. Louis is so influenced by everything, and we respect everything. That's why a person, like you know, the concert venues or you know, some of everything when it comes up. We don't really just settle for just like a certain, you know, region or something. We want everybody because just we're in the middle. We're like right in the middle, so it's like we influenced by everything. Jay Z was popping in St. Louis. Dr. Dre was popping in St. Louis. DJ Quick coming to St. Louis. You know, No Limit came to St. Louis, did concert at the arena. They said, we can do it all. You know, it was supposed to be a Tupac concert in St. Louis that never happened. That I heard about, like, that's a legendary, like, shit they was talking about on the street. Like, nigga, Tupac was supposed to have a concert out here. Like, when he got killed, they didn't get his concert. That's like the people that was older than me when I was a youngster used to talk about that shit. Like, I think that it was some ticket holders in St. Louis on some real nigga shit. Rest in peace, Tupac. Shout out to Pac. Because he was going to come and shut that bitch down. I used to see him with St. Louis hats on his head and all that. It was like he didn't get to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure you would see footage of him in St. Louis at his show. And he probably did do a show back with his other albums, like, you know, against all, Me Against the World, maybe. But I know for that All Eyes on Me, he didn't get to come to St. Louis. Y'all was gonna be turned up. St. Louis loves some Tupac. You know what I'm saying? They love that nigga energy, man. The whole world did. So I could see now, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't see now, right? So just imagine, you know what I'm saying? Waking up and realizing, like, man, I put through all these obstacles and shit. And you got amazing grace. You was once blind, but now you can, you know what I'm saying? You can move and groove and stuff. So I'm taking advantage of this shit, like, you know what I'm saying? We busting it out. You feel me? Like I said, you might see me with some goggles on for a year straight and be like, man, ain't that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you, it's gonna be like a whole nother person. You know what I'm saying? This right here is the raw. You feel me? This isn't, you shouldn't be getting me like this. You feel me right now? But you getting me like this. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's how I'm gonna connect with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, that small talk. You feel me? But we like the small talk too. You feel me? We run that. We gonna run all that. Mm-hmm. Because if it ain't nothing, it gotta be something. Everything pesos. You feel me? Like, if I'm moving, you at my house right now. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Demanding your respect. You know what I'm saying? You run across this, just know that. You know what I'm saying? The demonstration was there. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about something that made you a better person. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can talk about what made me want to be a negative person in life, or what made me do something bad, or let's talk about bad experiences. But let's talk about something that made me a better person. So I feel like the ultimate reward is God giving you your vision, you know, and letting you see what you couldn't, you can see what you couldn't see once before. Like, it's an amazing grace. You know what I'm saying? This is like God, like, you know what I'm saying? He doing that for a person like me, man. Like, I'm just making you aware of who you listening to, you know. Yeah, cause a blind man could slip and fall and die just off of not being able to see. And it's in the Bible also, just on just a, piggyback off of that. You shouldn't put objects in front of a man that's blind. You know what I'm saying? And unknowingly, I'm sure plenty of people put plenty of objects in front of my path. And I tripped over every single object. But nigga, I can't trip over that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm stepping over all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And people see that. People, you know, I'm like, damn, man, I was doing this shit 10 years ago. What the fuck would happen? You peeping it now, so it's just like, I lost a lot of friends just off of bettering myself. And that's one of the curses of my eye surgery too. Not only just the physical of having severe dry eyes, I'm not blind no more. You can't run what you was running on me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fuck up 10 times when I'm trying to rap no more. I can see better. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had the best verse and all that shit then, now my verse is 2 times better than your shit. You know what I'm saying? You heard my songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's niggas that's been rapping 20 years in the rap game that can't fuck with how I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? They can't. But I don't have that. I don't have that battery in my back to make it, appear like, you know what I'm saying? It's a sport. So we don't play sport. You know what I'm saying? We just do, we do. You know what I'm saying? We show. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about that. You feel me? Because if it was about that, you really want to get technical? Shit. Come on now, man. Y'all know what the fuck going on. And that's the fun part about, taking care of my eyes and shit so I could be competitive when it comes to hip hop and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, if you're not trying to be the best at your craft, then what are you doing, man? It's like, you practicing being the worst if you ain't practicing being the best. It's only one way, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, like, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're striving for perfection, you need to strive at being the best. And the only way to strive at being the best is putting yourself in the best position to be the best. And a lot of people are saying that they're honestly putting themselves in position to be the best, but the people that's in the position as the best in the industry, they're sacrificing. Sacrifices have been made. Like, most people, they depend on something. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you got to the point where you can't depend on anything else, when it's like you ran to everybody else and you just nobody's there to help, and you still figured out a way. That's the shit I'm talking about. And I don't really know nobody that did this shit other than myself. Like, with this, Gucci Mane. That was like the only motherfucking rapper that I know in the industry like for us on that. Nobody really wanted to see him really pop except, the trenches. People like the regular people. He was like, but the people in the industry, they didn't want to deal with him, his peers in the industry. Everybody loved Young Jeezy when Gucci came out. You know, everybody loved Young Jeezy, man, including Jay Z, man. It's an award show. Just look at it. Jay Z had Jeezy next to him. He was closer to. He didn't even want Beyonce to come to the MTV Awards. He had Jeezy with him. He didn't even bring his wife with him. That's how important Jeezy was to Jay Z. He never had Gucci around like that. Uh, if I can recall, Gucci Mane got a song dissing Jay Z. Song called 745. So yeah. Shout out to Jeezy, shout out to Jay Z, shout out to Gucci. You know what I'm saying? But them men, they had their differences. This is 15 years ago, maybe. But Gucci wasn't loved by everybody. He had to kick the door in. You know what I'm saying? And it was like he was doing his thing. But I'm gonna tell you, them people came for him. You know what I'm saying? And he took care of his business. And somebody that was connected to Jeezy got murdered. And Gucci was the person that took the rap for the shit. And when this happened, everything was about Gucci now. You know what I'm saying? That's how he got his clout. You feel me? Like, some real shit. And it was like that was the birth of like, yeah. Now he got stupid clout in Atlanta now. You know what I'm saying? Cause Jeezy put the energy out there, like, you know what I'm saying? A nigga need to take that nigga Gucci fake ass chain, pop it off his neck. You know what I'm saying? I think he said something like he got some money, he got bands. You know what I'm saying? For nigga come, you know what I'm saying? Like he had a hit, and a nigga tried to do that to the Gucci, and when a nigga, you know what I'm saying, tried that, the rumor is Gucci, did what he did and buried him in his backyard. So the coroner had to come to this man's house and dig somebody up out of his backyard. So when he said come dig that nigga up and get that nigga out the dirt, I don't know what he said exactly. But it's crazy. I'm speaking that because I remember the story, but I'm just like I never thought tripped off of it till right now. The coroner straight came to this man's house and dig somebody up out of, you know what I'm saying? After this man defended himself, but he wanted to do that to him after that to try to, that was wild. I don't know how true that is, but that's the type of shit they had going on. But that's the type of industry that we dealing with, man, where it's like you got people that don't want to see you make it, and you have to adjust to that. And after all this chaos, rest the dead, that man who lost his life, because without bad options, without bad options in life, that man would still be here. But with all that being said, Gucci made himself a legend with that incident, you know. And you had to be around that time to understand how it felt. If you was in the streets at the time, just anywhere in America, if you was tapped into that shit, like that shit was different, man. I fuck with that shit just on the strength. Like today, I fuck with that them niggas was able to go to that versus challenge, and be able to settle their differences and shit, and just whatever words was being said and shit, but shit didn't get to a violent point. You know what I'm saying? Where violence was being displayed. So I appreciate the way they took credit because I know how crazy it was. And everybody else do too. So if you don't know the history, somebody just didn't put it out there. It was crazy. That shit could have got real for real. The way they was moving. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta know shit was probably deeper than that. That's where I get more props, you know what I'm saying? Cause shit be deeper than, yeah, man, shit be deep, man. Real recognize real though. No, no. When you can take advantage of, you can take advantage of who you are and what you could bring to the universe. I don't feel like you should block your blessings. You know what I'm saying? You block your blessings by not taking advantage of, what you have, skill to be able to teach. So if you're not teaching, and that's what you was put here to do, you're not serving your purpose. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that feel like they shouldn't even be heard because you're not talking. So they feel like they don't have a voice. You know what I'm saying? Like you are the leader, but you're not even speaking for the people you leading. You know what I'm saying? That's selfish because you're the only one benefiting off of the shit that you're saying. And you're not speaking for the people, you know what I'm saying, that you're representing. So people don't have any kind of frame of reference when it comes to the shit that they like you on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Man, my people, they real as a motherfucker, man. They be doing this and that, but it's like, where's the fucking proof beyond what the hell are you talking about? How about that? What's the proof beyond what the hell are you talking about? Because, I went around this motherfucker. I didn't see what you talking about. I didn't see the solid. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that shit. And that could go any kind of way. What could say that about me? So it's like, okay, you said peso Dodi ain't solid. But every time I trip off my nigga videos and shit, he ain't saying nothing but real shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm waiting to hear him, you know what I'm saying, say some silly shit. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's not orthodox, but it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, Goofy is as Goofy does. You feel me? I don't wear no motherfucking red nose, and I don't wear no fucking shiny ass red circular fucking tip shoes. I don't do that shit. Ain't no motherfucking clown over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to juggle. It's too much time being wasted on bullshit though. You know, we had our time, man, when Mike Brown got killed, man. I'm talking about the town, y'all know. We supposed to act a fucking fool that was our time, so, man, you know. Like, we did that shit just for attention, man. When we seen CNN come to St. Louis, I felt like when we seen BET come out there, when we seen J. Cole come out there and celebrities and shit, we don't understand, man. That was our time to stay on their fucking neck. You have it. They didn't want to take accountability for this shit, man, and they still haven't because we stole, we looted, we burnt buildings down and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit was fucked up, man. Like they couldn't even take us serious, bro. I'm in California watching this shit. I ain't even living in St. Louis no more when this shit happened, man. I was, damn, man. It was so real because I know that that could have happened to me. If anybody know me from St. Louis, they know I used to fucking shoplift like a motherfucker, when I was a youngster. That ain't all I did. Some people, you know how black folk talk. That's all that boy do is just take the motherfucker. That's all he do is go steal and shit. You can't say that about me. I've been working since I've been 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like, for real, for real. Like, I've been working, I ain't gonna even tell all my business, but I worked my ass off. I made some money working, like, working jobs, you know what I'm saying? Like, income tax checks and shit like that as a youngster and shit. Like, every yearly, and, like, doing my shit, like, 'cause I kept a fucking job. But when I wasn't working, when these people didn't want to hire a motherfucker and shit, seasonally and all that shit like that, I knew how to get off my motherfucking dick and go give me some motherfucking money, man. Like, I wasn't sitting around waiting on no motherfucker from the hood to shit to, you know what I'm saying, look out for me and shit. Nigga, I get on the motherfucking Metro link after getting off that Page bus, you know what I'm saying, get off at Wellston and end up in motherfucking South County, North County, West County. I don't give a fuck. So I'm ending up somewhere where a mall at. Might even go downtown. This when the center was open. This when Union Station was open. I go downtown, but I'm gonna give me some money because I'm gonna go uh, 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 bags full of shit. Polo, Nautica, you know what I'm saying? Tommy, you know what I'm saying? Fubu, Platinum Fubu. What else was popping? Sean John. You feel me? This is the era when I was doing this shit, nigga. You can fuck with me with the word the fuck you was on, nigga. You sitting up trying to sell a motherfucking bag of weed, nigga. Fuck that, nigga. We gonna take some shit, nigga. We taking that shit. And we at the Metro Link station, nigga. Get shit off at Rock Road, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nigga, we all at Hanley Station, nigga, handling shit, nigga. Pocket full of motherfucking money, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We downtown at the center, nigga. We at Union Station, nigga. Clicked up with the GDs and shit, nigga. Nigga, we running shit, nigga. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, Lil Rough. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. East side niggas, you know what I'm saying? Real savages out there, bro. Fucking with us, nigga. Me and my cousins, the whole motherfucking squad. My brother come around running with us, nigga. I'm talking about, nigga, we'll be out there, nigga, 11, 12 deep, man. Everybody got bags of fucking jackets and shirts and whatever, nigga. Socks for your bitch ass, nigga. Gloves, nigga. Jerseys, nigga. Boots, nigga. Whatever, nigga. All that shit, nigga. Cause like, we had to. A lot of you niggas is coming out y'all mama motherfucking house out the mansion and going doing hitting licks and shit. I don't respect that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's called greedy motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That's like crackhead shit. Some of you niggas is rich and on drugs and shit and doing geeker shit. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers that try to, you know what I'm saying, put that energy out on you when you out there like that and you play a made with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know, nigga. I'm doing all this shit because I'm sleeping on the floor at my mama's house. You know what I'm saying? No bed. My mom, you know what I'm saying? I got to buy a bed at 15, 16, 17 years old if that's what's going to happen. Because it's fucked up right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She bought a bed, but she gonna tell you we fuck up everything. You know what I'm saying? It's 7 of us at home. She got 7 of us, nigga. So yeah, it ain't like nigga shit just get replaced, nigga, when it's broke, nigga. You got to adjust, nigga. So it's like I come from something way different, nigga. What you know about, nigga, your mama, nigga, getting a motherfucking newspaper, nigga, and unraveling the newspaper and putting it on the floor, nigga, and putting your motherfucking plate on the floor and telling you to sit right there and eat, nigga, with your other brothers and sisters. And that motherfucking food smell and look so motherfucking good, you finna sit down Indian style and bash that shit. I'm saying what you know about that? Just yeah, like how about it? So it's like I'm humble. I'm humble with just thinking of memories. Like you probably heard me say it before. I never got celebrated. I ain't hit birthday parties and all that shit. My birthday was January 26th in a family who got welfare. So that was the first of the month. You know what I'm saying? My birthday was on the 26th, maybe 4 or 5 days before the first. So it's the end of the month. It wasn't no money in the household. So I always would get a broken promise on, you know what I'm saying, on the first, baby, I got you, baby. Get a hug and get a, you know what I'm saying, make me feel, but I think at the 5 years old, I was like, damn, like, you're not gonna buy me nothing on the first. Cause you know, I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Mom was, she was struggling like that. She couldn't manage raising 6 at the time, probably 6 kids and working a job without a husband and all that type of shit. She was really out there like that. But she refused to let us go in the system and let, you know what I'm saying, let other relatives raise us. She wanted to take that on, you know what I'm saying? And she did that till we was grown, whether it was for better or worse. She did that. And I will say that all of us lived to be 30 years old, all at the same, you know what I'm saying, 30. You know, I just lost 2 brothers, you know, 30 plus. You know, one brother was 35, but he just got killed October 2021, and I just lost a brother September of this year, 2022. You know, less than a year apart from each other. So you know, it's like it's just different because I'm in my 30s and I'm losing brothers that's in their 30s. You know, due to the fact of lifestyle and you know, but I can't really put that because I feel like any innocent person could lose their soul out here. But if you know you live in a certain lifestyle and your environment, you don't want to change your environment. You pretty much asking for it these days because it's like I warned my brothers like so much, man, like sincerely, like come to California, like you know what I'm saying. I think they just seem bad in that, like shit. It's bad in California, but it's like not really. You can move around and you can kind of put yourself in a out the way to where you're not just you have to, you have to deal with people so much. You don't have to do that. But I just think, their experiences in life, in their upbringing, they've been to California before as little kids, and they just like, nah, I don't want to do that again. Because my mom had them out here. But they're not understanding you're an adult now. You coming out here on, you know what I'm saying? It's on you now. It might be better if you have more control. Because it was better for me because I had control. I like me being in California as an adult more than being in California as a child under my mom. Even though as a child, going to school, I had no responsibilities. Everything was paid for. All I had to do is just, iron my school clothes and go to school. It's the pressure. It's just, family. You know what I'm saying? That structure and have to, you know, you're regulated. I don't like being regulated. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if I'm being regulated, why? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a man disciplining me, man, growing up like a natural way it was supposed to be due to the society. So no masculine athletic boy is gonna be comfortable with a mama yelling at 14 years old. It's just not, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think that a mother should even have to discipline her boys. You know what I'm saying? There should be a man there. It could be his uncle or somebody, but she has to find somebody that could put that boy in place. You know what I'm saying? Other than just threats, she gotta be able to come over there and put them boys in their place. And we didn't have that. We never had that. And so I felt like that could be dangerous. Just gonna leave that straight up. Niggas so jealous they can't even hide. Some niggas be hating, that's just in their nature. I go out the way just to show people love. Whenever I needed, I couldn't get a favor. They wouldn't stand with me, I stood by myself. The only one I could depend on was bro. I'm still trying to think what I want for a verse. Cause right now I think we need 20 a show. I aspire to make a difference. I get money, I don't move off the 80.